But I know what I like, and is it growing on you, Brian? Is it growing on you? Is the information you're receiving starting to seep into your brain? Don't you want to join them? Do you want to be a sheeple? The House of Judgment Day. I love them. You're not giving me a full-throated endorsement.
Oh, because
I still don't like it.
I don't like the gimmick. I don't like the gimmick. I'll agree they do it better than the House of Black. I'll also agree they completely stole the House of Black's fucking gimmick.
Yes.
And they added a little bit of the Dark Order in there just to annoy another faction.
Well, yeah, because, there's been a germ of an idea, and I think germ is apropos phrasing there. There's been a germ of an idea in the Dark Order and in the House of Black. An evil assemblage, a cult, a group of people working for a common goal that are led by someone, a silver-toned devil a la Jim Jones-ish type of thing. That's always been there. They just picked a bunch of rejects, bumblefucks, and mud show outlaws to do the Dark Order. And the House of Black, they want to be the next, Rob Zombie horror movie remake instead of anything approaching legitimacy. And it just comes off as a bunch of people fucking around with a fucking camcorder. This is, they look good, they sound good, they are shot well, and they have a reason. Damian Priest, now they're using him like a top guy. He's got the voice, he's got the look. And he's got the explanation. Edge saw the greatness in him and in Rhea Ripley. When you people didn't and nobody else did, and no longer will they be like the fans and the people in the locker room, sheep, being told what to do. We can help all of you, but you've got to help yourselves. And Rhea Ripley's following along in the same principle, and then Edge lays it all out. The truth will set you free. Judgment Day is power and opportunity. Recreate yourself. No supernatural bullshit. No B-level horror movie stunts. Edge told the sheeple, the fans, what was wrong with them, and that anybody who joins him can shatter glass ceilings like he did. There is a goal of a carrot at the end of a stick for people to join this group. There is some way, some clear method of advancement. Edge, a near Hall of Famer. They haven't inducted him yet.
Some clear level of advancement? That's why you like this group? Yeah. Because you can move up the corporate ladder?
No, what I'm saying is, with all these other groups, they especially the Dark Order, that was just ridiculous. And it was supposed to be all this spookiness that they were being led to join this movement, but there was never any reason. And also because they were all job guys and they were flunkies and used that way and looked that way, who would want to be in that fucking group? And then they finally got Brody Lee, but then he's the leader of a bunch of fucking flunkies. With this, Edge is a near Hall of Famer, former multi-time champion, top guy for 20 years. He's got credibility, he looks good, and he delivers it. He is dangling opportunity at anybody that wants to come along with him. They can sit under his learning tree. And obviously, since he's been one of the biggest names in the business the past 20 years, you might want to do that. And look at the look of the other people that he's surrounding himself with. They all fucking look like stars and like they have some charisma.
I agree with that.
And then there is also the tease, who's going to be next? And they wouldn't be doing this like that if there wasn't maybe somebody going to be. And now the people can think, well, who will it be? Who's going to turn? Is it AJ? He's been a heel. Nobody cares if it's Liv Morgan or not, but they got to mention her because it's a program. And speaking of which, then, oh, fuck, here, Liv Morgan Music interrupts their promo and they're going to the end of the match. But what were you going to say about the interview?
In terms of time, how long did this promo go?
It went a while.
I think that's the problem. And I think that's part of the reason why I don't like it. And part of the reason why it goes overboard for me. Edge looks good in the role. Rhea and Damian Priest, seeing them together like that, they work perfect. It's kind of like the male and female version of whatever this is that Edge is putting together. It looks great. But coming out there with the light show. I mean, you're coming out there with a light show and a presentation and you get in the ring and you do a speech. If he was out there for 3 minutes and somehow got some of this across and someone was holding a mic, because I'm old school like that.
Well,
I like it better.
I've given up on that. I should just say ditto, like the kids used to say. At the top of the program, every interview needs an interviewer. I agree with you there. But
even if you know
what I wrote? How about this? Instead of this being 3 minutes, because it's a 3-hour program, how about if this was just like it was? And if this good promo was the only one on the show, it would have got over even better. Because you wouldn't have seen 5 other segments with people out there droning on like goddamn thespians.
I think it went on too long. Now, I think a lot of these things went on too long. Bobby Lashley went on way too long.
Ooh.
But I thought this went on too long. Who will be next? Who do you think will be next? Who's going to join the Judgment Day? Will it be Pat McAfee? Will it be Vince McMahon? Who will it be?
Vince would want to work, though. We don't want that. But that was the thing, is that they transitioned right into the mixed tag match. The second match starts an hour and 15 minutes into the show, and it's Liv Morgan and AJ Styles against Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. And at least they explained the rules at the top of the match. The tag triggers the other side switch. It's guys against guys and girls against girls. They're not being completely idiots at this point. But I don't know. With AJ and Damian Priest, whatever they were doing, I'd have rather seen hip tosses and body slams. It was a lot of duck and block and kick and duck and block and kick and duck and block and kick. As Reggie Morton used to say, give me some tic tackles and flip flops. But when Rhea and Liv got in there, again, Ripley is everything I like about women's wrestling, and Liv Morgan is the opposite. She's too small. Her shit, it's awkward. She's trying to do shit to bigger people, and they're trying to let her. It doesn't come across. She's too pretty. I just don't see it. She's foo-foo. But Ripley tossed her around as she should have most of the time, although she did take some bumps for her. But did you see Ripley catches her coming off the turnbuckles in a cross body, gets up under her, picks her up into a vertical suplex. Liv balances down where she doesn't let her all the way down, picks her back up again. The strength of that was amazing. And then she had her drop behind and do something else. If she'd have suplexed her then, that's a great heat spot. Because who else is doing that on the female side? So I thought when Ripley was in control, it was fine. Wasn't a fan the other way around. And they went through a break, and then finally there was heat on AJ, very short, very brief, a soupçon, if you will. And then he tags Morgan, and she makes what I termed a horrible, sloppy comeback. And Ripley took 2 great bumps for whatever it was she was doing. And then Edge actually got some heat out of the people by putting Ripley's leg on the ropes when Morgan covered her. But then AJ flies into Edge and then clotheslines Priest over the top and went for something on, Liv rather, went for something on Ripley, but Edge held her into the ropes held Ripley in the ropes so that Liv fell. Did you see that thing? And it was a bump from like 1 foot. You see these fucking girls be flung off the top rope and pop right back up, and it just boom, there it was, 1, 2, 3. So it was Edge's intervention. They were trying to get the heel to cheat. It seemed a little abrupt and a little, What do you think?
I mean, I didn't pay too much attention to the match. It's interesting that they've made mixed matches kind of just a normal thing. It was just, there it is.
You and I have started paying attention to different things, because I want to see Ripley and Edge, and you want to see Cody and Miz.
Well, no, first of all, I won't disagree with you there. And that may have been when I tapped out of the show after that. But I like Ripley, and I like Priest. I'm not sold on this whole gimmick, really, the promo, but I'm interested to see where they go. I'm happy that there's some kind of commitment being shown to them, because those are the kind of people that should be elevated in that company. And Rhea Ripley's still so young, so she could have a great run. She'll be
the number 1 female star attraction in the business in 2-3 years. There's almost no way around it.
I think you're a little hard on Liv Morgan, and I'm not saying she's Mildred Burke, but she's a baby face the fans
I'm not even saying she's Mildred Natwick. Google her, kids.
But the fans like her. She's a baby face. They've been doing this thing with her and Ripley, so they got to finish what they started. I got to give them credit for that. But out of all the women in wrestling, or the women in just the WWE that are problematic or anything, I wouldn't say she's one of them. She tries hard.
Well, that counts for something.